that the results are pretty good, but yeah, it's something that we can't rely on.
Like, sure, yeah, I guess that's a flex, but also, like, why can't we just rely on them? They're fun. They were dominant when they played together in Game 1. They outshot the Panthers by 14 when they shared the ice on Wednesday. But Knoblauch said he prefers to split up the duo to spread out the offense and save the nuclear option for when it matters most.
There's been games when they've actually started and, you know, they played well, but they haven't scored what you would expect. And I think it also allows the rest of our team knowing that they've got a role. They've got it to play well, and we're not just relying on this one line that is going to do all the work.
Okay, Knoblauch, we get it. You're a mastermind. Must be nice. Over on FanDuel, Connor and Leon are the two most likely goal scorers for Game 2, and the Oilers are favored to take a stranglehold on the series. Meanwhile, if the Panthers want to repeat as Cup champs, they'll have to play comeback, and they're no strangers to playing from behind. Since the start of the 2023 playoffs, they've rallied to erase a deficit 4 times in 11 series, and if they do it again against the Oilers, they'll be the first team to rally in a series deficit in a Cup final to repeat as Cup champs since the Oilers in 1995. Guys, I mean, I don't know how else you want me to say it. It's Edmonton. Joined now by our guy Jesse Pollock, who's in Edmonton. Jesse, how are we feeling ahead of Game 2?
The vibes in Edmonton are fantastic. The city's buzzing right now. Tons of orange, tons of blue everywhere. You got cars with big flags on them. Everyone's laying down the horn when they see Oilers fans walking on the street. It's crazy. You can really feel the Stanley Cup's here, and it's close to coming back to Canada, folks.
Well, you were in the building for Game 1. It looked like an absolutely electric atmosphere. Where does it rank on your list of live sporting events that you've attended?
That was an excellent game. I would probably say it's in the top 5 sporting events I've been to live. Nothing will compare to that Game 7 between the Jets and the Blues. And all I can think about is how crazy Winnipeg would be going if the Stanley Cup was happening there. But I digress. Watching the Bombers and the Ticats when they were in the Grey Cup, that was a crazy one. But this is right up there. It was an amazing game. The building was buzzing. Great comeback win. The city was feeling it.
Now let's look ahead to Game 2. Fill in the blank. Outside of McDavid and Draisaitl, who were great in Game 1, the most important player for the Oilers tonight is?
It's got to be Stuart Skinner. I mean, he was solid in that Game 1. If this guy's rolling, I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat Edmonton. We actually had a chance to interview Stu after last game. Such a beauty. Said he's a fan of Bar Down. Nicest guy. He's got that amazing muzzy that is now surrounded by a bunch of other facial hair on his face right now. And if he's buzzing, I don't know if Florida can win this series.
Great stuff as always, Jesse. Thanks for joining us. A little annoyed that you get to experience all of these extremely fun, exciting overtimes. Like, what the hell?
Thanks, Risser. I gotta say, it's nice and sunny here. It's beautiful. Got some nice natural light coming in. E-Town, baby. Gotta love it.
After almost a week of no ball, Game 1 of the NBA Final did not disappoint, as Tyrese Haliburton played hero again, hitting a dagger with under a second left to hand Indy the 1-point win. And games like this are becoming old hat for the Pacers. It was the 5th time this postseason they've erased a 15-point deficit en route to a win. That's the most they've seen in a playoff run since 1998. And we should just reminisce on how great 1998 was. And 64 days, okay guys? But then I just got the Switch too. So like, I've still been gaming since 64. Now with more on the NBA Finals, let's head back to OKC with Christopher Hein and Jevohn Shepherd.
Thanks, Risser. Jevohn, we were talking in the third quarter that, the Thunder maybe should have been up like 20.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did OKC give that game away, or did the Pacers snatch victory?
Well, Hein, I'm not much of a philosopher, but I think
I beg to differ. I've spent a few days with you. You are a philosopher.
Two things can be right at once. And in that first half, I thought OKC kind of gave them the game in a sense because they kept it around 10, 11 points when they really should have broken this game out to about, 20, 25 with how fast they were turning Indiana over. But they really weren't capitalizing, and they weren't getting anything fluid on the offensive end of the floor. But then that second half, you want to talk about the last 3 minutes of the game, Indiana took that victory, right? They did what they were supposed to do. They had big plays from their big stars. Haliburton stepped up. His numbers weren't big, but hitting another big shot. We've seen him do it time and time again in these playoffs. Pascal stepped up, and Andrew Nembhard with a big stop against SGA. So from that standpoint, the second half, they took that win.
So for Game 2, what do you think OKC needs to change to get back in the series?
Well, I think they can't rely so much on Shea, right? He did an exceptional job today scoring the basketball at 38 points, but it was on 30 shots, right? So what happens to the rest of your teammates? Are they as involved? Are they as engaged? And we didn't see the offense as fluid as we're accustomed to seeing them. They weren't out getting out and running as much, converting on some of those turnovers. So it's minor changes, but again, it's SGA can't be shouldering all the responsibility offensively.
Well, I'll leave you with a great stat because the Pacers down 15 in these playoffs, 5-3 record. So we'll send it back to you, Risser.
Thanks, boys. If you haven't seen Christopher's cheapest to most expensive seat on Instagram yet, you should check it out. For some reason, he's doing ASMR voice. Make sure to message him in the comments. We're just 24 hours away from the beginning of a busy stretch for the Canadian men's national team. Yesterday, they announced their roster for the Gold Cup, which gets underway in just over a week. And according to our own Matthew Chinetti, Jonathan David will serve as captain, as Alphonso Davies continues to recover from a torn ACL. Meanwhile, tomorrow, the men will kick off their Canadian Shield against Ukraine. They'll also face the Ivory Coast on Tuesday. Two important tune-ups for the Canadians looking to make a run in the Gold Cup. And earlier today, they spoke at BMO Field ahead of the Canadian Shield.
We all play a lot of matches against opponents in our region, but always looking ahead to the World Cup, it's always now imagining the types of opponents that you could be getting in that tournament from all around the world, what those games feel like, what those opponents play like, tactical nuances. And obviously there's differences between all the different teams in the different regions, but I think for all of our teams and players to experience what it is like to play in these levels of games is really important for the overall development of our teams. And then, yeah, we thought about it when we were putting this tournament together, and sometimes it's manufactured. I personally don't think that friendlies are ever friendlies. There's always a lot on the line and a lot to be gained from the different experiences. But I do feel like having something on the line for all of our teams will be added motivation, and we'll make sure that we are able to use this time together to benefit us in the best way possible.
And if you want to check out the Canadian Shield live, you can head to Ticketmaster. Or if you're watching us on Instagram, click the link below. The Bardon team is back on the ice with their biggest game yet, taking on their rivals who knocked them out of the playoffs last season, by the way. This game was full of tension and one very crazy goal. Check it out.
Go, then all you. Play it. Attaboy, let him know. Get a call for it. He played it right to me. I told him to play it.
What a cheeky goal number 2.
I said play it. He passed it right to me.
From Matthew Little getting the assist from the goalie? Come on. Well played. If you're on Instagram, just click the link below. And if not, just head to Bardon's YouTube channel to watch the full video. That's it for me today. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a great weekend.